Now to the news corner of Conestoga Today. I bring you the latest on campus and our communities, from breaking news to students' highlights to insightful updates about Conestoga's impact in our communities. We've got it all packed in this segment for you. So whether you're catching this live from the recreational center or tuning in between classes, get ready to stay informed, entertained, and inspired. College recently hosted its annual Artificial Intelligence and Machine Learning Symposium, bringing together experts, educators, and students to explore the transformative impact of AI. Themed AI Horizons, Catalyst of Innovation, the event took place on Saturday, November 2nd, and focused on AI's role in shaping the future, especially in education. Symposium kicked off with keynote addresses from two AI pioneers, Hans Winter, Senior Solutions Consultant at Palo Alto Networks, and Dr. Shiner Razer, Applied Machine Learning Scientist at the Vector Institute for Artificial Intelligence. Winter shared insights on how AI impacts cybersecurity, emphasizing the growing complexity of digital threats, while Raza highlighted the importance of regulating AI as advanced modules like generative AI spread across industries. Pejman Salehi, Executive Dean of Conestoga Schools of Applied Computer Science and Information Technology and Creative Industries, also shared his thoughts on AI's potential in education. He explained that AI is revolutionizing the delivery of academic content, creating more flexibility and opportunities for students and educators alike. The excitement around AI's potential was clear. The symposium also stressed the importance of a balanced approach. Dr. Paula Govian, Vice President of Academic at Conestoga, underscored that while technology provides unprecedented access to information, we must always integrate critical thinking and human oversight into the process. The day concluded with an engaging panel session where speakers advocated for collaboration between technology and education to responsibly harness AI's power. They called for the creation of regulatory systems, ongoing training for faculty, and partnerships with industry to upskill staff. The symposium is just the beginning, and organizers expect it to be the first of many as Conestoga continues to lead the way in fostering innovation and excellence in AI and technology education. Now, the fight against plastic waste, Conestoga College is stepping up with a major contribution. Two of the college's research centers, the Food Research and Innovation Lab, CFRIL, and the Smart Center, have joined forces with the Canada Plastics Pact, CPP, as knowledge partners. This national initiative is dedicated to tackling plastic pollution and keeping plastics in the economy while ensuring they don't end up in our environment, harming wildlife or communities. This partnership comes at a crucial time as the Canada Plastics Pact strives to create a circular economy for plastics, an effort that aligns perfectly with the cutting-edge research taking place at Conestoga. Both the CFRIL and Smart Center are leaders in innovation, focusing on sustainable packaging solutions and advanced recycling technologies. Detlord, director of CFRIL, shared her excitement. Our faculty and researchers will play a key role in these working groups, contributing valuable insights. Through this collaboration, we will also be bringing new knowledge back to our students, empowering the next generation of innovators. CPP is bringing together over 100 partners across various sectors to accelerate solutions for plastic waste. By fostering collaboration, it aims to eliminate unnecessary plastics, redesign packaging, and increase the use of recycled materials. Duke's director of the Smart Center emphasized the importance of the partnership. We will be using our state-of-the-art recycling pilot plants to drive innovation in recycling and help build a sustainable circular supply chain. Joining the CPP will open doors to even more impactful collaborations. CFRIL is a leading research lab offering applied food solutions, while the Smart Center is dedicated to advanced recycling technologies and robotics. Both centers are poised to make significant strides in sustainability, and their involvement with the CPP will help accelerate their efforts to combat the plastic crisis. Conestoga's commitment to sustainability is stronger than ever, and this new partnership is a major step in the right direction toward a cleaner, greener future. Now, in case you missed it, Conestoga College made a major step forward in student housing this year. For the 2024-2025 school year, Conestoga opened new student accommodation at 60 University Avenue East in Waterloo. And for even more space, they added the leased inn of Waterloo at 475 King Street North, creating room for over 300 additional students. The expansion is a huge win for students, increasing the college's bed count by approximately 170% in just a year. And Conestoga's long-term plan includes an even bigger vision. By 2026, the college expects to offer around 1,800 beds across the region, helping students find safe, accessible, and convenient housing options near campus. Wiggle Green from Conestoga highlighted the college's dedication to students' well-being, emphasizing that this expansion is part of a broader commitment to foster a welcoming, inclusive environment where students can thrive academically and personally. Conestoga's housing options don't stop in Waterloo. Properties are available in Kitchener, Brantford, and beyond. Plus, new townhouses in Milton are expected by 2025, and plans are underway to convert a former office building in Kitchener to student housing. So, whether you are a new enrollee or a late arrival, Conestoga has worked hard to ensure you have a place to call home while you study. Now, if you're interested in learning more about these housing options, be sure to check out Conestoga Student Housing Resources for more details. Now, there's a flashback to one of Waterloo's most radiant events where Conestoga College shone brightly, both literally and figuratively, at the annual Lumen Festival. Last December, the School of Creative Industries brought cutting-edge excitement to the heart of Waterloo as part of this unique celebration of light, art, and technology. Conestoga booth, located in the bustling town square, drew lines of festival goers eager to try the college's virtual reality headsets. With a colorful, fast-paced VR game on display, people of all ages experienced the excitement of immersive digital worlds right in the middle of Waterloo's arts district. Benjamin Salehi, Executive Dean of the School of Applied Computer Science and Information Technology and School of Creative Industries, highlighted Conestoga's passion for the fusion of creativity and technology, saying the Lumen Festival is a remarkable celebration that aligns with our mission of innovation in arts and tech. The VR game, Conestoga added a fun photo booth complete with balloons and a glittery backdrop, welcoming nearly 500 guests eager to capture the moment. Mayor Dorothy McCabe was thrilled by Conestoga's involvement, noting that it's a great way to showcase the college's programs while reminding the community of Conestoga's growing presence in Waterloo. Events like Lumen, Conestoga School of Creative Industries continues to make a mark, offering programs in media, design, and tech careers, from game design to 3D animation and even event marketing. As we look ahead, the college's innovative spirit promises to keep lighting up future editions of Lumen in our community at large. Well, now we move to Kitchener, where there's a better plan, a short-term rental property in this community. The city of Kitchener is considering new regulations that could bring popular platforms like Airbnb and VRBO under a local licensing framework. The proposed bylaws aim to balance the needs and concerns of local residents, short-term rental hosts, and community stakeholders. Kitchener hosts more than 800 short-term rental properties, many of which operate without city oversights or inspections. In partnership with the City of Waterloo, Kitchener is inviting residents to share their thoughts and learn about different approaches to short-term rental regulations. These upcoming community input sessions would highlight what other Ontario municipalities are doing and explore potential local solutions. The first session will be held on Monday, November 18, 2024, from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. at Waterloo Memorial Recreation Complex Pavilion, exactly at the meeting hall. And then the next session is scheduled for Wednesday, November 27th, 2024, from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. at the Conestoga Room, Kitchener City Hall. Now, if you're willing to attend, register at engagewr.ca/short-term rentals or visit the City of Kitchener website. These discussions will cover key goals of the proposed regulations, including health and safety standards, consumer protection, and nuisance control. City officials and a virtual Airbnb representative will be on hand to answer questions and hear feedback directly from residents. Now to some exciting news from the CSI. Hip Hop and Dance Hall Pub is about to take place. Now get ready for an unforgettable night on Thursday, 14 November at 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. CSI and ABC are bringing the heat with the return of the Hip Hop Night at the venue. This event promises to be a night of high-energy performances and some of your favorite hip-hop and dancehall tracks all spun live by an incredible DJ. It will also you can get a chance to capture those perfect moments with themed photo booths. And don't forget, after the show, you will have the opportunity to meet and greet the artists. So whether you're going to be there for the music, the vibes, or the chance to connect with the performance, it's going to be an evening to remember. The bar will be open, offering a variety of food and drinks throughout the concert. It's the ultimate way to spend your evening with great music and good company. So don't you miss out. Secure your spot by registering for the event on ConestogaStudents.com. Now, on November 19th, there's going to be an electrifying and authentic event designed for the dreamers, the doers, and those ready to embrace the grind of entrepreneurship. Join CSI for Founders in Focus Real Talk on Entrepreneurship, a special evening where local entrepreneurs open up about their journeys, sharing the real stories behind the triumphs, failures, and everything in between. Now, this is not your average business talk. It's an evening brimming with raw honesty, while you hear first-hand experiences from the entrepreneurs who have been there, done that, and are now paving the way for others. If you've ever thought about starting your own business, or if you're seeking fresh inspiration, this is the event for you. It starts at 6:30 p.m. at the Upper Student Lounge at the downtown Kitchener campus. The panel of guest speakers is an impressive lineup of local entrepreneurs who are thriving in their industries. We're talking about Bellini, founder of CEO Disney and a group, Gig Lab alumni, Machado, Sales Lab alumni, who has mastered the art of sales strategy, and Funker Hauser, co-owner of 12 Gauge Coatings, an expert in skilled trades and Venture Lab alumni. We also do have Nagulus Warren, co-founder of Pulse of Art Incorporated and a dynamic Venture Lab member. Amjad, Chief Strategy Officer at Pulse of Art Incorporated, an influential voice in the art sector and Venture Lab member. So if you're exploring your own startup or just looking for some insights into the entrepreneurial world, you don't want to miss this one-of-a-kind session. Plus, it's eligible for the co-curricular record CCR. Its registration is now open and seats are limited. Sign up today via the Eventbrite link or the CSI website and secure your spot for an evening of invaluable inspiration. And now to Sports with Bruce at the Dune Rec Center. Hey, Bruce.
Thanks, Mamuzo. Happy to be here. This past week, the Condors have seen a lot of action. Kicking things off with basketball, the Condors face Lambton and St. Clair College in home games on November 8th and 9th. The results are in from both the men's and women's games. For women's basketball, it was a 68-63 win for Lambton on November 6th, and on November 9th, it was a 46-28 St. Clair win. For men's basketball, Lambton took the game on November 6th with a 76-69 win, and St. Clair defeated the Condors with a 98-72 win. Don't worry, Condors, we'll get them next time. And now, onto rugby. In the OCAA gold medal game on November 9th, the men's rugby team fought hard but fell to Humber 33-14 at Brampton Rugby Club. The Condors came out strong early on, taking a 7-5 lead with a try from Colm Cronin, followed by successful conversions. Despite Humber's pushback, Conestoga remained competitive, creating opportunities deep in their opponent's territory. Now, despite the loss, our Condors made history and secured a silver medal, the first in program history. Congratulations on an incredible season. Now for some upcoming games. On November 13th, we have 2 home volleyball games in the evening. There will be women's volleyball versus St. Clair at 6 p.m. and men's volleyball at St. Clair at 8 p.m., both at the Rec Center on the Dune campus. For the upcoming weeks, the Condors will also be away for a few games. On November 15th, the women's basketball team will be playing Sheridan at 6 p.m. and the men's basketball will be playing Sheridan at 8 p.m., both games taking place at the Davis Campus Gymnasium in Brampton. Finally, on November 16th, the women's volleyball team will be playing at Sheridan at 1 p.m. and the men's volleyball team will be playing at Sheridan at 3 p.m., both games taking place at the Trafalgar Campus in Gymnasium, Oakville. Our Condors need all the support they can get, so be sure to cheer on your favorite team. Now, we'd like to take a moment to recognize our Condor Athletes of the Week. First up, we have Nathan Paul, who is part of the men's cross-country team. Nathan ran his heart out at the CAAA cross-country championships, hitting personal bests and staying with the leaders throughout the entire 8 kilometers. Nathan's 13th place finish helped lead our men's team to 6th place overall, the Condors' best result since the mid-2000s. Now moving on to our other Condor of the Week, Jeff Hoffman, who is part of the men's rugby team. Our Condor Athlete of the Week is Jeff Hoffman, men's rugby. Jeff has been a powerhouse all season, bringing intensity to every training, match, and game preparation. He showed up big time in the playoffs, setting the tone with his physical presence in the gold medal match. Jeff was named an OCAA Championship All-Star. And that wraps up our sports tipping for today. And back to you, Mamuzo.
Well, Conestoga, it's time for truly inspiring segments. Today, we're spotlighting an organization that is all about building stronger communities and tackling social challenges head-on, United Way. With a mission to support families, improve community health, and address issues like food insecurity, mental health, and literacy, they're making waves across Canada and right here in our neighborhoods. Conestoga partnered with United Way in building communities together, a campaign initiative that will officially kick off from November 25th to December 6th. Well, what's that all about? We'll dive into that conversation in a bit. First, let's welcome United Way's Senior Director of Philanthropy, Scott Helmuting, and Amanda Melnick, Conestoga College's Associate Director, Donor Relations and Stewardship. Good to have you both.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me. Where would you like me to sit?
Oh, right over here.
All right, right here.
Yeah, and it's okay if I can.
Oh, sit there?
Yeah.
Yes, okay.
Awesome, great.
Awesome. Yes, oh, we're so excited. Thanks for having us.
Here, so how are you
you.
doing?
It's a busy time of year.
I know.
The campaigns have kicked off, so we've got a lot of fundraising going on around all of Waterloo region, Kitchener, Cambridge, all the townships. So it's busy.
Good to know it's busy. So let's dive right into the conversation of today. First, you tell me, Scott, you colored Waterloo with a beautiful sea of colorful umbrellas last month. It was beautiful to see. I thought it was a creative initiative, right? Tell us about the importance of that event. And more so because I felt it was very symbolic of what the organization stands for. Give us some insights into that.
Sure. So every year we have our annual campaign launch, what we call the March of 1,000 Umbrellas. So we get as many community organizations, partners, residents of Waterloo region to march from the City Hall of Waterloo all the way down to Kitchener City Hall, Carl's Air Square. And we call it the March of 1,000 Umbrellas because the United Way is what's called an umbrella organization. So we don't just represent one group, one charity, one demographic. An umbrella covers and shelters the entire region. It covers and shelters over 80 different charities right now, nonprofit organizations. So as an umbrella organization, we distribute funds to a variety of different groups. We help a variety of different peoples, a variety of different needs. And so what better way to recognize the importance of the umbrella organization than having the March of 1,000 Umbrellas, where we can visualize the contribution that we can make to the community and also get a lot of groups out to raise awareness and also just go for a nice walk on a beautiful day in September.
That's very interesting, and it's great that United Way is putting its weight behind community building. And let's move over to you, Amanda. Conestoga College is partnering with United Way. I believe it's a very interesting partnership we're having here. So what's the significance of this partnership, and why does it really matter to our community?
Well, Conestoga and United Way have partnered for a number of years, decades, really. But this campaign is going to be a little bit different. We're really focusing on the why. Why are we partnering? Why does it make sense for Conestoga to partner with United Way, to run a United Way campaign? And I really like to use the phrase, we're partnering with them because United Way is one of the best vehicles to make change in our local communities. And it's all about that, the local individual communities where all of our campuses are located. So we're going to be working with the 7 different United Ways, and Waterloo region is fantastic in terms of helping us coordinate that, but we're working with all of those individual United Ways on that impact in all of our communities where the 9 campuses are located. And it just makes sense why Conestoga and United Way will partner. We mirror and complement each other in so many ways. We're both community experts on either Conestoga side, the economic side, United Way, the social side. We both provide wraparound care us to our students. We look at all the services and supports that we provide there. United Way with the whole community, talking about that umbrella organization wrapping around. We both are really committed to providing a place for everyone to belong, whether that's the different pathways that we have for folks to reach their educational goals. And United Way just believes in a community for everyone is really important. And then we're both critical community services. The community will be worse off without our organization. So we really want to highlight those pieces, delve into them in the campaign, and really showcase why the partnership is such a great fit.
And that's a brilliant thought there, because I know that when we come together to collaborate, we can do better, right? So to you, Scott, the campaign focuses on 3 core areas: food insecurity, literacy, and what's the third one?
Oh, well, the
Mental
campaign
health.
is Conestoga.
Mental
Yeah.
health.
So it is
That's
mental
it,
health.
mental health.
Yeah.
So can you give us an overview of that? Why have you chosen? I mean, because I know you offer a couple of other supports for the community. You also deal with homelessness as well. But this time you have tailored it to only 3. Why this 3?
Well, to be honest, that's up to Conestoga. So with all of our partners, all the organizations that work with us, they can choose their own cause area. So some organizations might say, we are really excited to work with just literacy, we're going to fundraise for that. Or we want to focus on mental health, or we want to focus on addictions. But what I think unites them all together, no pun intended with United, there's not one single individual, one organization, one level of government that can solve the crises that we're experiencing right now. We need an all hands on deck, we're all in this together type of approach, and that's something United Way and Conestoga, I think, share the same mentality in regards to that. So one way to look at it, you mentioned food insecurity, and I know that's one focus of Conestoga. It's a huge crisis of food insecurity right now in Waterloo region. I think it's 1 in 8 households right now are food insecure. So we do have children that are going to school hungry. We have adults that have reduced life expectancies because they're just not getting the nutrition and the food they need, and then they have all the anxieties that come with that. And so if we think we have to solve this crisis of food insecurity as soon as we can, how do we do that? And we think, of course, Cambridge Food Bank, for example, Food for Kids, Nutrition for Learning. We support all those organizations under the United Way umbrella. But the issue is, donate to the food bank because people need healthy, nutritious food today. But the question is, does that help solve this crisis tomorrow, next week, next year? And so the way United Way functions, it is that wraparound approach where if you look at food insecurity, it might be caused by gender-based violence at home. It might be caused by illiteracy. It might be caused by addictions. It might be caused by poverty. So by taking the issue of food insecurity, recognizing all the different charities and nonprofits in our region that can make a difference towards cutting that crisis off at the root, support them, so we tackle the problem in the future while also feeding people today. It's that wraparound, forward-thinking approach that the United Way kind of excels on. So $1 does not just go to one organization, it goes to multiple. So we help people today, and we cut that crisis off in the future to make for a better tomorrow for our kids.
That's great. That's awesome. And you know, as an alumni of Conestoga, I can say for a fact that Conestoga isn't just providing you with educational support, but also a wraparound care. So let's talk about that and how that plays into this campaign.
Yeah, so that's something we really want to highlight, in that, and it all goes back to, I think, the idea around community and the theme, building community together. And so I have to admit, so I just started here in June. I'm a fairly new employee here, but one thing that I've just loved is the fact that everyone I've met has been just so lovely and nice and welcoming and really seems to enjoy what they do. And it just speaks to that culture around community. And that, I think then that's where you get that wraparound care piece. That intention is so important, and around taking care of the whole person, the whole student, the whole employee across the board. And that's what United Way does as well. When Scott was talking just about looking at a variety of issues and how do we address those to make our community stronger overall. So I think that, again, it's another reason why kind of the United Way is such a great fit. And we want to highlight those things in the campaign just to raise a level of awareness about what donation can do.
That's amazing. Okay, I'll come back to you, Scott. And that's because I know that you're gathering the community together. Is there a particular reason why this is really focused on, I mean, you mentioned Brantford, Oxford County, Wellington, Dufferin, and a few other communities. So why that focus on those locations?
Well, we focus right now primarily in Waterloo region. So
Okay.
the Kitchener, Cambridge, Waterloo, the townships like Woolwich, like Wellesley. And it's important to emphasize that there are United Ways located in a variety of different communities around Southern Ontario. It's a global organization. We're in about 40 countries around the world. But when you donate to United Way Waterloo region communities, you have to know that your dollar stays local. So all the charities that we distribute our funds to are local. Every single dollar will make an impact in your own neighborhood. So that is extremely important. Last year in 2023, we distributed about $2.6 million to charities in the region. And by our count, it helped about 216,000 of our neighbors acquire the needs that, or receive the needs that they needed. So that local piece to us is essential. Every dollar stays local.
Yeah, so I mean, I'll come to you.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, if I can just jump in there and then through our campaign, and that's thank you, Scott, for talking about that local piece, because that's so important to us too when we're talking about the different campuses. So when everyone will see when they go on to give this year, if they want to participate in that way, then you'll have the option to choose which United Way is your home community.
Awesome.
And that's where your dollars are going to go. So you're going to see those 7 United Ways. We're talking about Oxford, Perth, Huron, Guelph, Wellington, Hamilton, Halton, Brantford, and then Waterloo region. Then you'll be able to pick which one, where you work, where you live, and those dollars will go to that local community. So again, always going back, how are we helping the communities where our campuses are located?
Okay, so in raising those funds, how are we going about it? Are we calling out to the communities to help us? And then is there a set amount you can give? Or tell us more about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's up to you how much you can contribute, and it's not just dollars. So we're focusing on 3 ways to participate in the campaign: learning, volunteering, or giving. So we want to make this campaign really accessible to everyone, no matter where you're at. We know we're feeling it, about what we're able to give. So we're not going to make assumptions on how people can interact in the campaign. So if it's attending a lunch and learn, if it's playing an online game, if it's watching a video, reading a story, fantastic, amazing. That is part of the learning component, and that's participating. If you want to give time, there'll be some opportunities to volunteer with a couple of the different United Ways. You can sign up for those. They're called Days of Caring. That's a way to give back and participate. If you want to give, amazing. Yes, that is going to be a big component of what we're doing. We are trying to raise funds to go back into the community. We're focusing, though, on small amounts. Want to make sure that people understand that any amount is helpful. That's one of the things that I love about United Way. I've loved about it for years and years, is that my donation, no matter how big it is combined with yours and yours and yours to create this big, fantastic impact. So we say, if everyone could give $5 a month, that's $250 a pay. That would be, at Conestoga, that would be about $300,000. That's close to one of the biggest campaigns in Waterloo region. Like, that would be huge. Can you imagine if we all just contribute just a little bit what we could, and the big impact that could have?
Awesome. Because little drops of water makes a mighty ocean.
Yes, exactly.
That's beautiful. So I still want to get some insights to the lunch and learn sessions. How is that going to go, and what should our students and employees be aware of at this time?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're just in the finalization stages of getting those booked, getting the speakers. There'll be about 45 minutes over the lunch hours of 3 different days. We tentatively have them scheduled for the Tuesdays and the Thursdays over the campaign from November 25th to December 6th. But we'll send something out, watch the Monday message board, and everything will be on All Things Conestoga. But it's just a chance for everyone to sign in online, hear from some community organizations about what's happening. Sometimes we'll have folks from Conestoga talking about what's happening at Conestoga, because we picked food security, mental health, and literacy very purposefully, because they connect with things that are happening on campus as well. So we wanted to be able to highlight some of those things through the campaign, and recognize the great work that's happening as well within community already. So we'll stay tuned. Those are coming. But big shout out and thank you to the United Ways that are helping us coordinate those and get them chock full of great impact speakers.
It's easy to fall in love with the passion that Conestoga has, with community building. And there is no doubt that United Way is making a huge, significant impact in our communities. And I'll tell you because I actually learned about your organization once when I was doing a play for A Better 10 City. And, and in that play, I was the main cast, and I was leading these homeless folks into the portable and showing them, the beautiful furniture and food and the warm place that we have. And they couldn't believe that the food was coming for free. And then when I said, and they said, oh, how is it possible? And I said, oh, United is the way.
Yeah, there you go.
And then, everybody
Branding
resonated
works,
with
yeah.
that. But is there a story you'd like to share with us? About what you've been doing so far?
What I've found that's been actually very touching and also challenging is the number of lives that United Way has touched across the region. In every single city and every township, just through the organizations that we fund are so varied. Everything, again, from literacy to food insecurity to healthcare to addictions. I've heard countless stories of someone goes to volunteer at one of our partner organizations, they look at a list and they see one of their friends, and they had no idea that their friend would have been on this list or receiving these services. And in my role, we work with, you could say, charities that are large and charities that are small. And there are so many charities in our community that depend fundamentally on the funding that United Way can produce for them. Because they're small, they don't have a large team for administration, they don't have a large team for fundraising, they don't have a large team for marketing. So they're very dependent on those fundraising dollars that the United Way can bring in to support them. And I'm not talking multi-millions here, I'm talking $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 that can allow an organization that addresses a fundamental need to exist. And that's what United Way does. So whether you're the big guys or whether you're a smaller grassroots organization that's just trying to help people with one pressing need, United Way touches all those facets of our daily life, which is, I think, very important. And just to touch on one thing Amanda mentioned, which is very true, $5 makes a difference. And I know in the news we hear giant donations. I just mentioned some giant numbers, 2.6 million, great. But really, $5 a week, that adds up to a tremendous amount. And if we're all in this together, if everyone in the region just say gave $10 a year, then we could solve so many fundamental social issues because, and the answers, we have a lot of crises right now, from homelessness to housing to addictions, and people say, how do we escape from these crises? What's the answer? We already kind of know the answer, and so we have to fund the organizations that are experts in this, that are on the ground, that are doing the work, that have the knowledge, that have the tools, that have the expertise. But the money's just not there right now. And we're seeing that from the federal government, from the provincial government. The funding's just not there to sustain these charities and organizations that affect the lives of so many. So as a community, we have to unite. And it's up to us to work together, to come up with these solutions together, and to raise those funds that we know go local, stay local, and they'll be able to change lives locally. And that's something, when we donate to an organization like United Way, we all end up winners today and in the future when our community gets better.
Quite an inspiring conversation. Thank you so much. Amanda, you mentioned that Conestoga has had this long-standing relationship with United Way, but it might be too early to ask, but I just want to know because I'm curious. So what's up next for Conestoga after November 26th to December 6th? 25th, rather. November 25th to
Yes.
December 6th. What's next for Conestoga? What's next for this relationship? What do we look up to for the future?
Oh yes, yeah. No, I'm really excited for the journey that we're on, the renewed partnership that we've started, and really we're doing our campaign focus. Really, this like you mentioned, that between those dates, really before the end of the year, talking about the why are we doing this, and then throughout the year, we're going to keep going about the learning opportunities, right? To connecting in what's happening in community to what's happening on campus around food, mental health, literacy, to make sure that United Way kind of stays top of mind, because United Way's working all year round. It doesn't have to happen during one time of the year. I just want to make sure people understand, okay, yeah, you know what? Your donation or your contribution during the campaign is actually making all this fantastic stuff happen all year round. So we want to be able to showcase that and really show people the impact of what they're doing now, and how that happens. Like Scott said, it happens, the difference that it makes over the short term, but also the long term. So we want to keep that top of mind.
That's great. Okay, so just before I wrap up this conversation, I want us to clearly state to everyone who's watching right now what should they do to participate in this campaign and join the drive for making a better, build a better community?
Well, if this is a Conestoga College focus, I've got to pass this one off to Amanda to learn more about the Conestoga College campaign, and I'm excited to hear as well.
Yes, absolutely. So we're just putting the final touches on our communication pieces. We will launch officially on the 25th, so watch for the email communications. That's how you'll be able to donate. All Things Conestoga is where we're going to drive people to sign up for your lunch and learns, to play games. There'll be exciting games, kind of hidden, facts of the day. Hopefully we'll be able to get some stuff people could win. But a little competition always helps, right? And so we're trying to have some fun with those 2 weeks. So keep an eye on your email. There's a United Way email from @Conestoga. So keep an eye out for that, and then again, All Things Conestoga. So, and then maybe there'll be more on the station. Who knows? So I'd say just kind of stay tuned for that.
All right, that's great, and it's been great speaking to you, Scott Hamilton, the Director of Philanthropy, United Way, and Amanda, the Associate Director of Donor Relations and Stewardship, Conestoga. Now, it's been a great conversation here, but don't just listen. Do something, take action. Let's join forces together to build a stronger, thriving community. Your $5 can go a long way. So don't withhold. Give what you have, even your time too. And don't forget, you can follow us on Instagram at ccdtv.ca. We're looking you to follow or to engage, to connect with us. Join us. Thank you again for joining me in the studio today. It was a great conversation.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Then.